Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Amos Kester, your favorite animal scientist. We're back with our greenhouse projects. I'm currently in Asaba, Delta State, the capital city of Delta State. So you can see this is another greenhouse we just finished installing. In fact, the installation is actually ongoing. We are almost running up with it. So you can see the residential quarter of the owner of the farm, and also the farm is just within its fenced premises for security purposes. And you can see that we don't have a concrete pen here, so that tells you that it's not compulsory you must have a concrete pen or a greenhouse. So you can have only the greenhouse or only the concrete pen, depending on which one you choose to go with after we give you the advice on how to go about it. So this is a greenhouse, solely a greenhouse. So when you are doing just a greenhouse, you are expected to start with younger snails, not with the mature snails. So you can have as much as 50,000 snails inside here, 2 to 3 months old. These snails will grow from that 2 to 3 months old till they get to 9 months. They will also start populating the greenhouse, because at 9 months the snails start to lay, and they continue growing while they are laying until they get to table size. So when they are table size, you pick the bigger ones and allow the younger ones to keep populating and growing to table size. So that is the idea of the greenhouse. Now, many persons talk about free range system. It's not just to sit down and talk about free range system. I've actually watched a video where someone sat down in his house and is talking about free range and saying the concrete pen does not make sense, that you can't keep snails in confinement and all of that. I will just hold back from calling the name of his company or farm, but I'm sure most of you must have seen that video where they were antagonizing the concrete pen system. Now, everything you do, this is modern agriculture. Fine, as good as the free range system is. Free range system is not all about just confining snails to a particular place. When you talk to us about free range system, show us what you're talking about. Just like you can see now, if you move closer, you will see this is the free range system, and you move down this way, the door to the free range. So when you have visuals like this, whatever you're saying makes more sense to people. Now, the free range is not all about confining snails to a particular place. We've seen a lot of free ranges that have failed, and the whole snails died inside the free range. So you can't say it's all about free range. But the important thing is, how do you set up the free range? Tell people the sort of materials you use to set up your free range, so that people will have idea on what you're talking about. You cannot sit in your house and talk to people about free range and expect them to come to you for training. Not everybody will be able to come to your house for training. So when you show what you're talking about, some people can actually copy and start. What about the people who don't have money to travel to your farm for training? What do they do? Because you have not shown them anything, you've only been talking. So that's why we try as much as possible to show all our videos, so that you can do it on your own. Just in case you don't have the financial capacity to start big, you can do something small out of what you have seen. So that's why we also take time to tell you the materials we have used, just in case you want to get them. Like this is a net, insects, 70% insect repellent net, and we have a UV treated tarpaulin. It helps to repel rain and ultraviolet ray from the sun. And these nets are 10 years durability. It can stay like this for 10 years. So these are just poles. So if you come inside now, you will see we have cultivated creeping crops. Basically what we have here is the cocoyam, sweet potato, and other grains that we've cultivated that runs on the ground. The idea is to ensure that we don't see the soil. Everywhere should be green, because the snails need additional shade apart from what we have up here, as they are nocturnal animals. They don't like daylight. So as it is now, we cannot stock. We still have to do a plumbing inside here to sprinkle this environment, because the rain or natural water cannot get in. The reason why we prevent the natural water is because there are times when the rain may be very heavy and this place will get flooded. And when they are flooded, where will the snails go to? They will be inside the water, which is not good. So that is why we actually have to use the UV treated tarpaulin that prevents rain from dropping in, and install water sprinklers so that we can control the humidity, the watering of the pen. and also keep the snails in good condition. So many people talk about free range system like is an easy thing. Just block a particular area, prevent the snails from going out, and they would eat and all of that. As much as you have some ideas, that doesn't make complete sense, because you can confine snails in an area and everything will die out of the scourging of the sun and heavy rainfalls, scantiness of the ground. So there are a lot of technicalities to it. So when you make such statements, you have to be very, very confident of what you're saying so you don't mislead people. So as much as we want to show you everything we do, we also encourage you to start on your own. That is why we're doing this. So I cannot tell you that come to my farm, call me, or all of that. For people who want to go on a large scale, of course, if you want to invest your money in something big, you need a professional. Nobody needs to tell you to come before you call a professional services. So that's why we are actually taking time to do all of this. So the snails that will be read here, you can't give account for them. You cannot give account. If you put in 10,000 snails here, and the snails are all here feeding and eating, and you have a farm manager, what if your farm manager is selling your snails? How do you keep record of the number of snails you have here? You wouldn't know that. And that's why we have the concrete pen system when it is not within your premises like this. So with the concrete pen systems, you're doing the breeding. You can keep record of the number of snails on the farm. You can keep record of the number of eggs that were hatched or incubated and hatched, the number of dead snails. When the snails die, the dead body and the shell of the snail should be kept for you to come and verify before the farm manager throws away the shells of the snails or the dead body. But if you have them only in free range and you are not the one supervising your job, maybe the snails have grown to a level where they are table size and you're far away, especially people in Europe. What about if your farm manager start picking your snails and start selling them? You can't hold him accountable for that, because it would be so stupid of you to come and tell him, go inside there and count how many snails are there, because the snails are not confined within a cubicle. So keeping the snails in a concrete pen helps you to give accurate records. If you have 1,000 snails, everybody in the farm knows there are 1,000 snails on the farm. If 20 dies, you should be able to verify at least these are the 20 snails that died. They should reflect on the farm records. And if the eggs that were laid this week were 1,000 eggs, you should be able to record all of that on the incubation pens and what hatches out. So with that way, you have good control of your investment. So that is why we encourage the concrete pen system and also the greenhouse for large scale farmers. But for those who do not have the capacity to build something like this, you can start from your house using wooden pens and concrete pen systems, maybe 4, 5, 6 pens, and you get yourself busy. So do not allow somebody to tell you that intensive system does not make sense and that all you need is a free range. Not everybody have the money to build a free range pen, and free range takes a whole lot of space. How much land do you have to set up the free range system? So there are a lot of things that needs to come into consideration before you start talking about free range. So the free range basically is for people who are going commercial scale, in order to afford you a lot of space to keep animals and also good record management on the farm. So there are lots we are still going to tell you about the free range or greenhouse system, but for now we're just going to cut this video short. Hopefully we'll come back to this farm. You can see the vegetation is taking shape, so one is completely grown, and during the time of stocking we'll come back and make you another video. So until then, it's bye bye from us. And just in case you want to reach out, the number to call is +234 8068 525032. And for those of you who are finding it difficult to get the number when I call it, go to the comment section or go to the content of the video. You'll see the number is spelled out there boldly. So thank you, God bless you, and bye bye.